If you're anything like me, this time of year brings that familiar itch to start sowing. The days are still short, the weather's unreliable, but there are some crops that genuinely benefit from being started early, indoors with a bit of protection. This isn't about filling the house with trays, it's about choosing the right crops at the right time. Chilies are usually the first seeds I reach for. They have a long growing season, and if you delay sowing them, they often never really catch up. Sow them shallowly into fine compost, keep them warm until they germinate, and then move them somewhere bright. Once they're up, light matters more than heat. That's the key to avoiding leggy plants. Sweet peppers follow the same logic as chilies. They need time, and they don't respond well to stress early on. Sow them shallowly, keep them warm to germinate, then give them good light and steady conditions. Cold, wet compost early in life often shows up later as weak plants and poor cropping. If you've only grown onions from sets, starting them from seed is well worth trying. Seed-grown onions tend to develop stronger root systems and often store better later in the year. Sow them thinly into trays or modules, cover lightly and keep them bright rather than warm. They don't need much heat, they just want consistency. Leeks are slow to get going, which is exactly why starting them early helps. They're happy being sown quite close together at first, as long as they have light and the compost doesn't dry out. Let them grow thin and upright, then separate or pot them on later once they're established. Celeriac is one of the longest season crops you can grow. If it's sown late, it often never really develops properly. The seeds need light to germinate, so surface sow them onto fine compost and keep the moisture steady. They're slow, they look unimpressive at first, and that's completely normal. Parsley is another one that benefits from an early sowing, mainly because it takes its time at intervals. It's not unusual for parsley seeds to sit quietly for weeks before doing anything at all. Soaking the seeds overnight can help, and once sown, the key is moisture and patience. Once it's up, parsley is actually quite tough and grows well in cooler conditions. Basil is slightly different. You can sow it now, but only if you can keep it warm and bright. It's a heat-loving herb, and cold compost or cold air will slow it down very quickly. Once it's growing, pinching the tips early encourages bushier plants rather than tall, weak stems. Chives are one of the most forgiving herbs you can grow. They germinate reliably, don't need much heat, and are happy on a bright windowsill. Sow them in small clumps, keep the compost just moist, and once established, light trimming encourages fresh growth. Lettuce is ideal if you want something moving fairly quickly. It doesn't need heat, and too much warmth often causes more problems than it solves. Sow thinly, keep it bright and cool, and avoid overwatering. Small, regular sowings give far better results than doing everything at once. Spinach prefers cool conditions, but starting it indoors gives it protection early on. Sowing into individual modules helps, as it doesn't like its roots disturbed. Keep it bright, cool, and evenly moist, and once established, move it outside gradually as conditions improve. One thing I've learned over the years is how easy it is to forget when you've sown something and what stage it's at. That's why I log all of this in Your Growing Companion, so I can track sowing dates, see progress, and know what needs doing next. There's a link below. A great tip for you is to bring your compost into the area where you want your seeds to germinate. That way it will be warm, so you will not be putting seeds into a cold environment. Same with the water. Keep your container full and in the same place as your seedlings. Early sowing isn't about racing the season, it's about understanding which plants need time and giving them the conditions they actually want. A few trays, a bit of patience, and letting daylight do the work. Thanks for watching.